Hey guys, I hope you guys are well this Tuesday afternoon. It is now. I hope you guys are doing good. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on the church reopening thing. See, I don't do so good without a full-fledged manuscript. I'm going to be pausing and stuttering, I'm sure. But yeah, in light of this church reopening that we're having on Sunday, praise God, and Lord willing, we're going to be meeting Sunday at 6. Pastor Stephen and I have been discussing seating and social distancing. Which obviously you guys read the protocols. We've already been thinking about that stuff. But we were kind of doing more logistics about that, and we see that we have 24 pews in the church, right? And we're going to be doing staggered seating, as you guys read, which means that we can seat, within the social distancing guidelines, we can seat 24 total households. That's pretty cool. And a household would be, whether that's one single person, that's a household, or whether that be a family of 5, that's also a household. So we can seat 24 total households. Now here's the rub. We have 22 member households. That's cool. That means we can seat all of our people comfortably. But we also have 5 frequently visiting households, people who aren't members but who come all the time. We'd love to have you as members if you're watching this, and I hope you are. So that's 27 total households represented between frequently attending visitors and members. And you guys aren't dumb. You guys can do the math and see that means that we have more households than pews if everyone comes, and we expect that most people are going to be there. Now, that seems to present a problem, but Pastor Stephen and I have talked about making some adjustments, pulling out some extra chairs, maybe having some, just some adjustments with the seating. We believe that we're going to be okay for this week with the normal amount of people that show up, and we can still maintain our social distancing guidelines, right? So we're confident that we can still do that. But that then means that there will not be much room for visitors. Like people who don't normally come to our church kind of visitors, like walk in off the street, or they hear about us and they want to come check out what we're about. Now, we don't usually have a ton of visitors anyway, right? Like, let's keep it real. We're Reformed Baptists. People don't like that for the most part. We don't usually have a ton of visitors, though we would love to have them. But the idea that we would be at max capacity and unable to seat many visitors is a problem, right? It's a problem. And we're not sure how long that we're going to have to maintain these social distancing guidelines. There's no end in sight as far as I know. It could be months. Who knows, right? God knows. So this could be a long-term problem of us not being able to have very many visitors, or not knowing what to do if all of our people show up and then we have some people come in that we're not used to having, which we want them to come, but that you see the problem. So in light of all this, what Pastor Steve and I want to do is we want to go ahead and put into your heads that there is a pretty decent possibility that we're going to have to switch to 2 services on the Lord's Day in the near future, like very near future, maybe within the next week or so. And if we do that, right, there will be a 4 p.m. and a 6 p.m. service. So 4 p.m. and a 6 p.m. service. Small groups, that is the men's and women's group that meet on Sunday, are going to be canceled. Even the Zoom meetings are going to be canceled. Most likely. Just again, you'd have to do them fairly early in the day compared to normal if we're going to have a 4 o'clock service. So small groups, the men and women's groups, would most likely be canceled if we have to do this. And this is the most unhappy thing, I think, or hardest to deal with. We will have to assign a service to each member household. That's not individual, but each household would have to be assigned to either the 4 p.m. or the 6 p.m. service. And what Pastor Stephen and I have decided to do is, if we have to go to 2 services, we will assign each of those services. We'll do it alphabetically, right? And we'll divide the services between the membership. That way that visitors are able to come to whatever service they choose, and it shouldn't be an issue. Because again, 22 member households, divide that evenly between 2 services, that's 11 people, or 11 households. We have seating for 24 households just with the pews. So that would take away the problem, and it wouldn't be an issue. Now, if we do that, if we have to switch to 2 services and we have to assign households alphabetically to each service, know this, I will personally contact each member household. I'll contact the head of the household, and I will tell you your assigned service. Now, I want to be clear. If you can't make that service time, if 4 p.m. absolutely won't work for you, which I assume 6 p.m. will work for all of us, but if you're assigned the 4 p.m. service and that service absolutely will not work for you, we'll figure something out. We will work with you. I can't stress this enough. We are not trying to burden anybody with this, nor are we trying to be domineering over any of the members of our church. We're just trying to make sure that we can maintain these health guidelines as best we can, and still be able to have corporate worship on Sunday. And that demands us to assign members to one or the other service if we have to do that. So again, I'm sorry if there ends up being an inconvenience for anybody if we have to do this, but it's not that we're just trying to make people be inconvenienced. It's just a necessary thing. So in summary, we are planning on only one service this coming Lord's Day, and that is the 6 p.m. service. And it's going to be a little bit tight if everyone shows up, and I hope that everyone shows up. It's going to be a little bit tight, but we think that we can make it work. Again, we're going to adjust some stuff, pull out some folding chairs and all that. We believe we can make it work, but we want you all to go ahead and be prepared to switch to 2 services at some point in the near future. And if we have to do that, we're going to notify all of you individually, but just know that it is a real possibility that we're going to have to do that. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to message me, text me, call me, leave a comment below this video, and I will do my best to answer any of the questions that you have concerning this video or just reopening in general. So I hope this was helpful. Again, I'm not super stoked that we would have to have 2 services. I'll preach all day, it's not that, but I would love to have us all together. But there's just a real good chance that we're going to have to divide up the service, the membership into 2 different services. So yeah, that's tough, but we'll figure it out, and God will be faithful. He will for sure. And I'm just glad that we can meet publicly in general, and that it's safe enough for us to do that. So praise God for that. And Lord willing, I will see you all Sunday at 6. I love you guys.